Hey everyone, Matt Harloff here, and I could not be more excited to announce the launching of our book, Skill Sets for the Marching Band, written by my brother and I. This is our third book, actually, of what we're calling our Inside the Circle series. First book was called A Proven Method for a Successful Marching Band. Our second book was called Off-Season Training, and this is our third book called Skill Sets for the Marching Band. As we wrote this book, we had a couple of major goals that we wanted to make sure we really stuck to. For our first goal was to make sure that everything we did complemented and worked with the first book. The first book is set up with all of the text of the technique program. It explains the technique program. There's a lot of text in there. It also has the very popular quick comments for students. Well, all of that can be applied to this book here, the second book. The other parts of the first book, there's a note length and shape chapter, so it talks about how to articulate the note and have a defined, consistent approach to that, defining the lengths of the note, as well as an accent shape, and it talks about that. Show articulations. There's a chapter that talks about how to create articulations that are set up through the music that you choose to do within your marching band show. One of my favorite chapters, and my brother wrote it, he knocked it out of the park, is a tuning chapter. It talks about how to tune the fundamental pitch. It also has a tuning chart that I have the students fill out every single year, which is awesome. It also talks about how to tune chords. So it's a great chapter, a tuning chapter. There's some chorales in that first book. We have some full volume exercise or excerpts, and to be honest, and you've probably seen them on YouTube with Carolina Crown warm-ups, but some of the things that you see there where we playing loud in our warm-up, well, we wrote some of those out, and those are in book number 1. So that's kind of fun. We explain visual exercises, circle drill, box drill, and things like that. So there's a lot of text explaining that. There's some diagrams and stuff. And in my opinion, the most underrated part about the first book is a brass and woodwind chapter. These chapters were never designed for you to memorize. They were just simply designed to develop your skills within the brass family. And the brass book is specific for that, and a woodwind book specific for the woodwinds. Great exercises to develop those families. Book 2 has way more exercises. It has like 10 to 15 long tone exercises, a lot of flexibility exercises. We added a chapter called Rhythm Studies. It breaks down your eighth notes, triplets, sixteenths. It's just basic rhythm studies. And you can apply some of the note length stuff from the first book and apply that to this chapter of rhythm studies. Finger dexterity. A lot of technical skills in marching band shows these days. How do you develop the skills and make your fingers even, and obviously develop speed? Some exercises to help that one. Here's a great one, endurance. Trying to get your students to be as strong as possible for a longer period of time. Some great exercises to develop that. Another good one, upper register, whether it's tuning the upper register or simply working on hitting those notes. We got some great exercises to help your students develop those skills. And then another one, the last one, and this is kind of in reaction to the past few years. I always asked myself, like, why are our kids breathing on the bar line? Why are they breathing on direction changes? Well, one of the reasons is that most of the exercises that we do, and all of them are actually in book 2, are 8-count phrases. And so this last chapter talks about how to take those same exercises, so you're not learning any more exercises, and making them longer, so you can develop a skill of stagger breathing through a phrase, develop the skill of working on those last few counts to support through a direction change. So really cool ideas in that last one I'm pretty proud of. Our most important goal of this book is to make sure the band director spends time developing marching band skills and less time memorizing exercises. I can't tell you how many times we have an exercise that you want to do, you think it's great, and it takes 2 months to memorize it. We don't want that. You want some exercises that can develop skills that can help your students perform at the highest level with your marching band show and not have to spend time memorizing it. So we would ask ourselves this every day. Is this exercise, can they memorize this or spend less time memorizing and more time developing the skills. That was a huge important goal in writing this book. I'd like to invite you to our website, insidethecircle.band. Insidethecircle.band, where you can get a copy of this book as well as the other two books. We also have some marching band shows if you want to check that out, some parade tunes that are fun, and some brass choir arrangements. So we just want to invite you to check out our website, insidethecircle.band. Thanks for listening, and good luck.